Hi YouTube, VidHead85 here, and I'm just going to talk about this thing that talks about gay is not the new black. This pastor wrote an article about basically trying to refute the case that gay people are not the new black, and I'm going to kind of disarm that in my own way. And this is a conversation between a gay man and a black man. Black man: we were oppressed for 400 years. You were only oppressed for 40. Gay people have been oppressed by society since the rise of Judeo-Christianity in the West, and the first sodomy laws were against gay men who would eventually be burned. Now that was during the Crusades about what, maybe 1000s, 1100s? So that's nearly 1,000 years of oppression, and it still continues. Gay people weren't thrown off of buses or told to sit in the back of the bus because they're gay, but black people were. Where have you been? A black gay couple was kicked off of public transit in Chicago because they were sitting and kissing like any other couple would. The bus driver received a complaint from another passenger and confronted the two, saying, "I hate faggots," called the state trooper, and when there was nothing they could do, the state trooper could do, they decided to leave. Now, PDA, as long as they're not hanging all over each other, I'm fine with it. Even then, like, I really don't like to see, well, especially on a bus, but I do see it on the bus. So, you know, if it were a straight couple, they would not have had any issue whatsoever. Now, going back into the narrative, the refutation, Ari Gold was nearly kicked off a bus. He is a Jewish R&B singer. Because of a bus, they were listening to music together, and they were told if they were going to be sitting like that, they had to sit in the back. A state trooper was called, and they were told that they weren't doing anything illegal, and throwing them off the bus was unnecessary. Sound familiar? Also, in the arena of civil rights, we're not even listed in Title VII. They were not denied good jobs because they're gay. Not true. Until the 1990s, openly gay people were not even allowed to be in federal jobs, government jobs. When Eisenhower issued Executive Order 1048 that desegregated the military, there was a nice other little piece of information saying that they needed to ferret out sex perverts in the federal government jobs and in the military. Also, if you are found to be gay at work, either through investigation or otherwise, even now you can be fired for that very reason, and in many states it is a reality. Being black is unchangeable, but you could change being gay. Forcing someone to change something that is a key part of who they are in order to avoid discrimination is absurd. What about those people who say, I'm able to pass? If I'm able to pass, does that make me less black? If someone pretends to be straight for their family or claim to be healed of same-sex attraction or stay celibate, their sexual orientation does not change. They were never put in chains. Well, in the Holocaust and in various points of history, the widespread discrimination has taken many forms. Discrimination does not have to be exactly the same for it to be valid. Also, there was another point there about the chains, but it shall go unnoted because I forgot it. Being gay is behavioral and being black isn't. Scientifically, sexual orientation has heavy biological influences. Sexual orientation is an enduring pattern of attraction to either the same, opposite, or both sexes. However, sexual orientation is not behavioral by any means. Neither is being black. People can't hide being black, but they can hide being gay. Please look at my prior comment about sexual orientation being unchangeable and the absurdity of changing it to avoid discrimination. You don't have a right to do civil right to do a moral wrong. So tell me what the moral wrong is. Would you also fight against divorce, which many claim is a moral wrong, having children out of wedlock, abortion, which gay couples do not have, buying elections, giving tax breaks to the wealthiest of Americans, vigilantism, firing people for transgressions they committed 40 years ago, like this woman with Wells Fargo, being punished for doing the right thing, like reporting overpayments in his pension checks, and now is getting $5 in his check, human trafficking, and you decide to fight against two consenting adults being married, but did you rile against child molesters in the Catholic Church that were simply being shipped off to one parish after another as much as you did with this? If you did, we probably wouldn't have had that scandal. Being gay is a choice. Being black is a choice. I'm offended. Me too. But gay people were never slaves. So what? They don't have the right to redefine marriage for everybody. Sir, redefining marriage is to include interracial couples, deadbeat dads, and prisoners can marry as of 1967, 1971, and 1987. We've redefined marriage to exclude polygamy and close relatives and include first cousins. Marriage has been redefined many times and is now a union of equals instead of the man's here and the woman somewhere down there. They're stealing from a civil rights movement. Black people do not have a monopoly on civil rights. Julian Bond. The 14th Amendment applies to Mexicans and other classes of people. So before someone sits here and tells me that gay is not the new black, how can you tell me that gay is not the new black when in fact every single point points to an alarming similarity between race and sexual orientation? The big point is this, for me, one simple distinction has been used to disenfranchise you of your rights. Therefore, no matter what, even if you believe that being gay is wrong, even if you don't have a real opinion on it, but it just gives you the heebie-jeebies, gay is the new black. It is simply the way it is, and there was a point even that black couples could not marry without the express consent of their master. But why don't we kind of change that up a little bit? Popular sovereignty was a doctrine by which every state, every newly admitted state into the Union would decide among the people, let the people vote, right, whether or not to have slavery. After that vote was tallied and whatever, they would be admitted as a free or a slave state. Missouri was admitted as a slave state, but Kansas was going to be admitted into the Union. And there was bloodshed in an attempt to make that state a slave state. However, Kansas was admitted as a free state. Popular sovereignty did not solve that issue, and it will not solve the issue of marriage between gay and lesbian couples. Gay is the new black, and that's there, and that is how it's been. Even though we were not told to sit at the back of the bus, sometimes we're not even on the bus. And as I pointed out, gay couples were told to move to the back of the bus or even get off the bus because they were showing affection to one another as anybody else would. And then they say that many people who say that, oh, I'm against all kinds of PDA or whatever, most times if it's a man and a woman, they're like, you know, they don't mind their kids saying that, but they do mind them seeing just a gay or a lesbian couple exchanging a peck on the cheek. And a straight couple could be full out making out, and they would most likely say nothing. Gay is the new black. I'll even debate that. But I believe the debate's well here. Have a great day, YouTube. See you later.